Hi guys and dolls, welcome back to the channel. It's another wonderful day and I'm super happy to have you guys back. It's going to be a juicy topic, as you can see from the thumbnail. We're going to be talking about what the Rona has taught me about my body hair. You've been indoctrinated, man or male or female. You've been indoctrinated as to what is hygienic, what is beautiful, and what is acceptable. We all know that, right? So our perceptions of beauty and all that stuff is something we've been indoctrinated into, right? The reason why you don't like people with, or you're not attracted necessarily to people with, faces that are not symmetrical or whatever. It's just because that's what has been pushed out constantly as the standard of beauty. Had we, seen people with a lot of pimples as really beautiful, then, and we taught that to everyone around us, then they would believe that, right? They would believe that, okay, maybe like this is what beauty is. This is what we're supposed to be considering beautiful. So this lockdown has taught me a lot, right? Some of which I already knew, but it basically exacerbated certain feelings and certain thoughts that I've had in my head about my body hair. And then I started wondering, what do other people feel about this, right? This is ginger with soda water. And of course a lot of tangerines and lemons, so make sure you're taking your citrus and you're staying hydrated. Very important. And mucus does not like citrus, so that's good in the time of La Rona. So I've been thinking like, oh my god, I wonder what other people, feel, especially women. This is because for centuries on end, we've been taught different ways of dealing with body hair and managing body hair, right? And as time progresses, things change. So there needs to be some kind of historical context, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, when did we really have to, when did we decide as a society as a whole, as a globe, that, and I'm sure in certain places this is not the case, but in general, when did we decide that body hair needed to be managed this way or that way? When did we decide that, okay, no more body hair on your pubic areas, right? They need to disappear. We don't want to see them for women. And for men, you can keep them. But by God, you need to manage it some way, somehow, right? When did we decide for men that chest hair is just not cute, so you need to wax or shave your chest hair? You didn't think about that, right? Exactly. So you know that for women, these are the body hair management things that you need to carry out. But for men, you guys are not thinking what about men, right? Certain aspects of the hair are acceptable, but chest hair and back hair and butt hair, no, right? It's I know. And I'm going to say screw YouTube today, and I'm really going to delve into scientific names of things, right? Because, darn it, we're human. Scientific names of whatever it is, we can say it out. We can code things later. But I really, I want to have an honest conversation about this with you. So last night, I was on my Namibian girl's channel. She's a YouTuber. She's amazing. Her channel's name is Home Lifters. And I absolutely love her. I'm going to link it down below right here. And I did this whole survey of the people that were on her live stream, just asking the men and the women what they thought about their body hair, what they thought about the body hairs on the opposite sex, right? And it was pretty much standard. There were some men who, didn't care if a woman had body hair or not, and there were some men who cared for it. But most of the East African men I spoke to on there, and one Caucasian, they literally said they don't care. They don't care about a woman with or without body hair. It doesn't really matter to them. But a little bit of grooming and being hygienic is what's most important. And the East African guy, I think he's Kenyan, straight up said, there's nothing wrong with body hair. Like, body hair is body hair. It's not a sign of, if you have it grow, it doesn't mean it's unhygienic. And I just wanted to have their perspective, but of course the ladies, for the most part, said no body hair. They don't like it. They feel uncomfortable, even with, and they said it was for cultural reasons and societal reasons, how they grew up, and it just doesn't feel comfortable. It's not something they even think about. It's just like they need to get rid of their body hair. But I definitely wanted women also to think about men and their body hair management. Yes, we live in a patriarchal society, and for the most part, men have dictated what they want and what they don't want. Women have participated and also dictated a few things here and there, but we are culture makers in pop, salt, and culture. We are culture changers. We question, we create new culture, and we also decide what old culture we would love to carry on with, right? So I then started thinking about, the history, so I can get more context on it, because I do have my own beliefs, right? And my beliefs are this, quite simple. Body hair is not a sign of, a hygiene problem if you let your body hair grow, right? Tested, tried, and true, right? So this is not the first time I've grown my body hair, but this is the first really extended period of time of over a month into 2 months that I have grown and enjoyed my body hair. Because if I am with a significant other, if I have a partner in my life, or whatever, you know what I mean, then I think about their needs and their likes as well. And also sometimes I do enjoy shaving and feeling different. I like, to switch it up, right? I don't like anything constant. I love change. I love change a lot. So I'm happy to dance with my body changes as well. I'm not one of those who wants to do laser hair removal, because I want to be able to grow when I want it to grow, and I want to be able to be bare if I want it to be bare. I like choice, and I think for everyone, you should have a choice, and what I'm pushing for is society to allow people to have choice. Let's get into history, right? From what is available, we have a moment in time where the genesis of shaving started, they said in Egypt. Well, this is what's recorded. Don't forget, there's a lot of history that has not been recorded, and a lot of history that we haven't had studies on. It started off with Egyptians. Egyptians decided, like shaving or waxing or being super, bald down there is a sign of beauty and cleanliness. And you see, even from the scalps of their head, the men and the women, they would, the men would shave off everything on their head and, clean, make sure their body is like hairless. And at some point that was like the thing. And then the Grecians, right? Greece. And then followed on to Greece, where men could grow full beards, and it was so beautiful. But women, had to groom themselves, right? They had to, make sure that they didn't have so much body hair, be it even pubic hair, right? So they couldn't have so much of a bushy pubic hair. And then the advent of the shaving bit, the advent of Gillette, geared towards women, especially in July 1915, when Gillette made these shaving bits for women. So what does that tell you? Culture is also going to get shaped. Culture is being shaped right there. And okay, I too want bare arms, I too want bare this, I too want bare legs and whatnot, right? And then with World War II, women, you guys know this, there was a time where slacks were a huge thing. You always, even down to when our parents used to, rock them, and we used to rock them in the 90s, but it was even more then, where women would literally cover their legs with transparent pantyhose or slacks, right? But after the World War, I think World War II, when women couldn't really access, these slacks and whatnot, they were forced to go to work and go around, without these slacks to cover their legs. So now you have legs with stubble and hair on it, and it's now a new political thing. Like, okay, like, the men are like, those who were not in war, the women were like, well, do we like this? Society's like, do we like this? And then, well, you've got Gillette, you've got a shaving bit, you can shave your legs so that it looks as though you're wearing a pantyhose. That illusion, right? That you're still wearing a pantyhose, your legs are smooth, because smooth legs, and smooth skin and whatnot were the thing. And then this pin-up girl culture, right? With all these posters with beautiful women, with their, bikinis and whatnot, that the men at war, looked forward to. So they wanted a whole bare-bodied female, a whole bare-bodied woman, right? And so that's the history that I got from the Western context. Now, fast forward to modern day, people had hair, even the porn industry, I think around the 70s or so, the porn industry, made hair so glorious. And this is something I was also talking to Namibian people on the live chat, and they're like, someone said once upon a time I watched an older movie, and I could see that they really loved a wild bush, so to speak, but really a woman with a full luscious pubic hair. And if you looked at pornography then, God bless sex workers and what they've done for the culture, and you see, they really influenced the beauty of a luscious bushy hair. And of course, a lot of places that were not in the West, a lot of other countries that were not in the West were not necessarily influenced strongly by this, until those movies, of course, started moving down the globe or up the globe to other areas and other hemispheres of the world. A cross-cultural study, and the study is called Pubic Hair Removal Practices in Cross-Cultural Perspective, and it was published in April 2019 issue of SAGE, S-A-G-E Publications, Cross-Cultural Research, a journal of comparative social science. So, of course, you already know how we do it here. We like to do a lot of our research and a lot of things a lot of societal and cultural ideas and ideologies that we question, propagate and whatnot from an African perspective, right? Because we have the European global perspective of whatever, but we are looking from an African, West African perspective if possible. And that study really did help, because I did come across what African cultures also thought then. Of course, Egypt is Africa, and Black Egypt did influence. When I'm telling you, about the shaving of the head and the moving over to Greece, blah blah blah, and that culture, growing and having that domino effect over history. But in Ethiopia, the Amhara, if you know about the Amharic people, the Amhara had something similar to what you heard about Egypt, but in this sense it was more of a religious thing for the clergy, the men, and women, to shave off, their hair. For the men, they'd had to use razors to do the shaving of their body hair, and women had to use, had to pluck. And they were very, very serious about that order. Women could not necessarily shave with a razor. They had to pluck, while men had to razor. And I don't know why this is, but we do know that plucking makes the hair grow a lot slower, while shaving allows the hair to grow back. But plucking is also painful, so I'm not really sure exactly the science of how that happens. And so I decided, what about West Africa? Now, East Africa, we get that context. Now, in West Africa, the Igbo people especially revered hair. We all know that Igbo women are very hairy for the most part, right? There's this thing in Nigeria where people know that Igbo women are very hairy women. And the Igbo tribe, if you don't know, if you're new to this, is a tribe in southeastern Nigeria. So there's a running stereotype that a lot of Igbo women are very hairy, and this is not completely false, because I have, I'm half Igbo and half Mankon, which is Cameroonian. So I'm half Nigerian, half Cameroonian, half Igbo, half Mankon. And Yes, we are in general very hairy. I'm not hairy at all. My mom and her siblings in her immediate nuclear family, no one's hairy. On my dad's side, no one's hairy either. So I come from two nuclear families with no one who's hairy. So of course I was going to come out not hairy. So I have literally no visible hair on my legs. No real visible hair on the rest of my body, no real visible hair on even my brows are, you have to like squint to look at them. I have to shape them in, I have to I have to shade them in much more, or just slick them back like they're not bushy or wild or anything. So I'm not a hairy person. So the Igbo people saw hair as a source of pride. Like if you have a lot of hair, big body hair, whatever, it's like, whoa, that girl is hairy, oh my gosh, she looks good. For men as well, if you were hairy, you were considered so beautiful. For the Shana people of Southern Africa, hair, especially on women, pubic hair was a sign of fertility. When the hair is bushy and warm and just luscious, it's like, ooh, she fertile for the plucking, honey, she ready to give birth and give life, So that was that. And for the Oceanic people, for people from Oceania, they called it a mark of beauty, right? If you had a lot of body hair, it was, of course not like, when you have a little bit of something unconventional where hair is growing out on your face and whatnot, but in general, body hair, if you had a lot of pubic hair on your skin and whatnot, it was considered just beautiful, a real mark of beauty, right? So all these tribes have, situations where you do have to cut your hair, right? But most of them traditionally had ways of managing their body hair, and a lot of them did not find body hair unnatural, but of course depending on what tribe or what nation you're part of, terms and ideas of beauty kept changing, right? So now that I've given you guys a historical context, I'm coming back to myself. A little bit of a story. I remember when I was in high school, my friend Kim, even Kim is watching it, she was my best friend in high school, and we didn't have much hair. I know I didn't have any hair, but we were experimenting and we decided, what if we shaved our arm hair? And Kim had some arm hair, I had nothing, and we decided, okay, let's just try it out. So she shaved her arm, I shaved my arm, and it was so baby smooth, and we put our oils and soaps and whatnot, and we came to school the next day, look. But after that, my hair grew more, and I decided, ooh, maybe I should never do that again, and I stopped. I never did that again. If you hear a car or whatnot, I live in the city, you guys, they should be quarantined. I don't know why the hell there's a car out. It sounds like a motorcycle too. Reckless. So I've never really been a hairy person ever, but I have always enjoyed moments of letting my hair grow and how that always made me feel happy when I see, not when it's just shaved and starts growing and it's prickly. No, but I've always loved looking at my hair bushy because I don't wear my hair like that often. I don't manage my body hair like that often. But just seeing it grow and flourish, and I like the warmth of it. Even my armpit hair, look at it. It looks a little stubby now, but if you feel it, it's so soft, so incredibly soft. It's it feels so good, right? And I've discovered all this texture and this and that, and I literally would massage oils into it and put a little bit of agua maravilla and put a little bit of eau de toilette perfumes, those body, they call it eau de toilette. It's just like body, bath cologne, so to speak, right? So I put some bath cologne on it and just massage my hair, rose water and stuff like that. And I realized that truly and honestly, the reason why I've sometimes also been worried about doing this in the summer letting my hair grow and flourish in the summer is for many reasons. First, most important is like, I'm going to sweat a lot there and it might be a little stinky and I don't really like that. So what am I going to do? So I've learned that there's a completely different way of taking care of a flourishing body hair, especially flourishing pubic hair. So what I want you guys to understand is that having growing pubic hair under your armpits or your vagina or your penis region is completely 100% hygienic for many reasons. That's first. Okay, it traps any unwanted bacteria and stuff like that, so it doesn't get into you, right? It's really great. So it's very hygienic, actually. That's why you were born with it. So managing it, you can trim it, you can do whatever, but you can let it grow too. That is perfectly hygienic. But you have to know how to manage full-on pubic hair, right? And I'm going to do a whole video in that. Managing full-on pubic hair is completely different from managing, completely shaven, waxed off hair. Completely. So I'll tell you how to deal with that and how to smell amazing with full-on pubic hair in another video. But now it's a matter of how do you be confident and happy in full-on body hair. I'm already at this point in my life, I am super comfortable with it because I have come into my own. Like even my significant partner, you have to have all of me. If I am your woman, you gotta know what your woman's pubic hair looks like. God damn it! Like this is it, right? This is how I groom it. This is how it smells. This is how it feels. This is how warm it is. Understand what I mean? So it's actually a fun and amazing experience, right? And it's your choice. And you can have that conversation with your partner. Okay, maybe this week or maybe this month I really want to grow it out. But, I know that you like a really plain, no hair. So I'm going to please you. Of course, I'm going to, wax it all off. Same with men. Men can decide, okay, I want to let my hair grow, but babe, can I wax it off next week, or can I do, you know what I mean? So it's a conversation when it comes to sex that, you have that with your partner, but a good partner would also let you have your days or weeks or a month where, you do whatever you want to do, right? At the end of the day, you're your own person coming together with someone else, right? So that conversation, it's something that, give and take that needs to be had. But when you're on your own, like I am on my own now, so it's it's wonderful, right? Like you make all those decisions. You can walk a month, 2 months, a year, and have beautiful flourishing bush that smells great, that looks great, that makes you happy. Okay, and while I also, another thing I also thought about is because I love water and I swim a lot, even during the winter. The only reason why I have a gym membership is because my gym has a pool, so I can swim throughout the year. But in the summer, I like fresh water and salt water, so I'm always looking for groups of people who like nude beaches, who love hiking, who like fresh water, so that I can go get some salt water in my body, get some sun, and just indulge in all the water activities that I want, and which means that most of the time I'm naked or I'm half naked. Sorry guys, I had to change the battery. Alright, so as I was saying, because I love water so much and indulge in a lot of water activities, I was thinking to myself, well girl, you are always on the beach, so that means you're always naked or you're half naked wearing a bikini, chasing some kind of water activity. So how are you going to sustain not grooming? And now I just realized, well, I go in my bush. I can either trim, triangularly so that I can trim away the edges and then just have a nice shaped bush, because, you don't have to always feel the need to completely shave off everything. And at this point in my life, especially after just being home so long with my wonderful hair growing, I'm like, listen, this is okay. This is okay. And for you, if you're home and you're seeing all your body hair growing and you don't even know how to wax, so you're not even letting, it's just a whole different experience of you just bush and hair everywhere, right? Especially if you have a significant other, you're so self-conscious, oh my god, I have to wax, and I can't go to my wax people. Oh my god, I don't want my significant other to see this, or I can't be like this. you're learning also, and hopefully you become way more confident and way more comfortable as a woman in your own, and understand that these beauty standards, you are the one who has to accept it, you are the one who has to change it, or you're the one who has to recreate your own new, or just, standards of what works for you. And that as a woman, it is perfectly hygienic, even more hygienic to have your pubic hair flourishing, to have your bush growing, to have that Amazon be fertile and luxurious. Okay, it's completely 100% okay. So I just want to make sure that as a man or a woman watching, don't feel any way about it. So I'm just so excited that I have, regained this confidence for my water activities, right? Like, it's okay. Trim it if you want, let it bush out if you don't, and go and do all your indulging your activities and enjoy yourself and swim and whatnot. And if anyone asks you, girl, why do you have that on? Why do you do that? I say, because it's mine. Because it's my body and I can do whatever I want. Do you understand? And so, yeah, the most important thing is carry yourself with confidence. To be honest, if you're slouching or you're low, you're looking at people, you're self-conscious, it's not that you will not get a man or a woman or people, who want to be around you when they see that. It's that they want to know that, well, she's clean, she smells great. And more than that, they want to know that when they see that you are confident, super confident, it's like, there's something about this girl, I don't know what it is, but I kind of like it, right? And you want whoever your significant other is anyways to be comfortable with the whole of you. But we're getting to a whole different topic about what to leave mysterious and what to show about yourself, blah, blah, blah. But thank you so much for indulging, for listening to me ramble and rant about what La Rona has taught me about my body hair, and to be specific, my pubic hair, because let's face it, I have no body hair. But I have a lot of pubic hair. So I'm so happy that you could join me for this. And until next week, I've been your host, Lachichi, member for Pop, Salt and Culture. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, join the tribe. Be a salt flake, okay? Be part of the Salt Nation, because you, my dear, are the salt of the earth. Cheers.